Hey friends, read aloud time, and today we have a story that talks about trees, and it's titled Gus is a Tree, and it's written by Claire Babin and illustrated by Oliver Talick. Gus is a Tree. In the schoolyard, children run in every direction. They play tag and ball. They holler and shout. But where is Gus? He is sitting peacefully under a tree, relaxing. Gus loves trees. He loves to touch their rough bark and to look at their leaves floating high above his head. The smell of wood and earth that drifts up from the ground strikes him as oddly pleasant. As Gus begins to drift off, he recalls his walks in the forest with his dad. His eyes close. Once again, he sees big slugs scattered over the ground, and he hears twigs cracking underfoot. He also recalls the bitter taste of a raw chestnut. Despite the noisy games of the other children, Gus dozes off and begins to dream. Gus dreams that he is a tree, surrounded by many other trees. There are short trees, tall trees, thick trees, and thin trees. Birches, oaks, and beeches share the forest. Gus dreams that he is a big, old tree with huge branches. As the wind blows through the leaves, Gus feels ticklish all over. He shivers right down to the veins in his leaves. His branches wave and sway, rocking him just like his mommy does when he sits on her lap. Gus is surprised to see that the sun is already setting. Day ends as the last rays of sun spread the colors of autumn across the sky. A mama wild boar and her little ones set out in search of their supper, their snouts leading the way. Stars begin to appear, twinkling across the sky. Night has fallen, but Gus isn't afraid. As it turns out, night isn't as inky black as he thought. Beneath the moon, it's almost as if a new day is beginning. Owls hoot and bats circle. Suddenly, Gus sees something stir right in front of him. It's a dormouse that scurries out of a knot in the bark of a nearby tree and darts into the night. The wind begins to blow, clouds cover the sky. All at once, large raindrops begin to fall, hitting against the leaves. Little by little, the drumming of the rain covers the other sounds of the forest. A small stream begins to form around Gus's roots, sinking into the moss. How fresh it smells. Gus feels the clawed paws of a family of squirrels scurry down his trunk. They disappear between the trees. Suddenly, a ray of light, is it moonlight or sunlight, breaks through the dark clouds. Gus is dazzled. From far away, Gus begins to hear something strange. A sound he can't quite make out. Something like laughter or voices. Gus, Gus, wake up! You're going to get completely soaked. Gus opens his eyes, dazed and dreamy. It's raining hard. His friends are gathered around him, their hoods over their heads. Eugene, his buddy, shakes him by the shoulder, smiling. Come on down from your cloud, Gus. It's time to go inside. The end. What did you think? So, did Gus really turn into a tree? He was dreaming, wasn't he? He was dreaming, and I think probably his imagination was happening inside of his dreams, right? He was imagining that he was a tree. And sometimes we do that when we're awake. We pretend or imagine that we are somebody or something else. We've talked about trees a lot in our unit, and I know that you already know a lot about trees and about things that are living and non-living. Great illustrations in this story too. I love the colors. I love how the trees looked like trees, but they were unique. Maybe even something special from a Dr. Seuss story. But you too can dream and use your imagination and become something unique and special. What would it feel like? What would it smell like? What would it sound like? Think about the things that you heard in this story with Gus, and maybe you too could dream you are a tree or something else amazing. All right. Hope you enjoyed Gus is a Tree. Until next time, have a wonderful day. Take care, my friends.